His counterclaims expose the truth, and in reality, it exposes the dark side of fandom.
Although Shannon's allegation does represent the dark side of fandom, there is no better depiction than Ashley Repp's case.
Ashley's allegation delves into a life filled with deception and how an obsession with an idol can turn dark and nefarious. As with Shannon and Melissa, this case is still unfolding, so we can only provide what we know thus far. The alleged incident with Ashley took place in 2003 in the Carter's family property in Marathon, Florida. Ashley was 15 and Nick was 23. Ashley had maintained to police investigators at the time and to various witnesses through the years that she lied to Nick and his whole family about her age, telling them she was 18. But once Ashley got involved with Melissa and the smear campaign in 2019, she changed her tune and claims Nick knew she was 15. Nick recently provided declarations from people who knew Ashley and had knowledge of her time on the Carter property in 2003. Ashley Poninsky, who we will refer to as Ashley P going forward, so there's no confusion, gave insight on Ashley's deceptive ways and obsession with Nick prior to her time on the Carter property. Ashley P met Ashley Repp in a Backstreet Boys chat room when she was 13. She claims Ashley Repp deceived her for around 2 years, pretending she was Nick Carter. During this elaborate catfish, when Ashley P wanted to speak to who she thought was Nick on the phone, Ashley Repp would pretend to be Nick's girlfriend at the time, Willa Ford, and claimed Nick was unavailable to talk. Ashley Repp eventually came clean and apologised to Ashley P, which she accepted, as she believed Ashley Repp was desperate for attention and had no true friends. Thus they began an online friendship. In October 2002, Ashley posted an online message to thousands of Carter fans, falsely claiming that Nick's father Bob was in hospital and was diagnosed with cancer. At that time, the Carter family was concerned about these claims being made by an unknown poster. The person was also telling fans that any condolences and well wishes to the Carter family should be sent to her, as she is friends with the family. As this situation was looked into, someone discovered that Ashley made the post and informed Stephen Spaulding, Nick's uncle, in an email. In this email dated October 22nd, 2002, the person says, "My friend who told me the URL and I also gave the AIM AOL SN from the girl who posted that message. It is Emerald Kisses 122. Her real name is Ashley." Angel and Nick both confirmed in their declarations that Bob Carter did not have cancer in 2002 or any other time. In Ashley P's declaration, she says that in 2003, Ashley Repp told her that she spent months living with the Carter family in Marathon, Florida. While Ashley P was hesitant to believe her, Ashley Repp showed her pictures at the property and told her she was managing a fan website for Angel Carter, and that's how she got invited to visit.
Ashley Repp told Ashley P that she had slept with Nick and Aaron while at the property, and she was very clear that her sexual encounter with Nick was consensual, and even said that she wanted to sleep with Nick. And when Ashley P asked Ashley Repp if Nick knew she was 15 years old, Ashley said she lied to Nick and told him she was 18.
Ashley Regan met Ashley Repp in 2003 in an AOL chat room for the Backstreet Boy fans and bonded over their mutual admiration for the Backstreet Boys. Shortly after meeting her, Ashley told Regan that her mother was a drug addict and she planned to move in with Angel and the Carters in Marathon, Florida to get away from her home life. During this stay, Ashley would message Regan on a near daily basis. She started by saying she met Aaron Carter and began dating him and wanted Regan to create a website to publicize this relationship.
Regan said that Ashley would talk about Angel and Aaron's parents and other family members like they were her own. Weeks later, Ashley told Regan she was going to meet Nick, as he was coming to stay at the compound for a week. A few days later, Ashley enthusiastically informed Regan that she slept with Nick. When Regan asked Ashley if Nick knew how old she was, Ashley replied that she told Nick and everyone else at the compound that she was 18 years old. During another one of Nick's visits to the compound, Ashley told Regan that Nick had brought a girlfriend with him and told Regan that she was insanely pissed off.
Ashley told Regan that during her stay at the Carter compound, she had had sex with at least 5 men: Aaron, Nick, Craig, a friend of Aaron's, a guy named Andrew, a friend of Nick's, and another friend of Nick's whose name she could not recall. She wore these experiences as a badge of honour and would remind me of them every time she could. She never once conveyed to me that any of her sexual experiences were not consensual or otherwise conveyed anything that would suggest improper or unwanted contact. Opposite, whenever she discussed her sexual experiences at Marathon, particularly those with Nick, she was always excited and very positive about her memories.
In Kelly Hanlon's declaration, she shares how she met Ashley in an AOL chat room in 2000 and met in person once or twice at Backstreet Boys shows.
Similar to Ashley P. and Regan's declarations, Ashley told Kelly she was going to stay with the Carters and messaged her throughout her stay. Within a very short period of time, Ashley said she had slept with Aaron and another male. When Nick arrived at the compound, Ashley bragged about having slept with Nick too and informed Kelly she had told everyone there, including Nick, she was 18 years of age and always expressed her time there and sexual experiences with joy, excitement and pride. Craig Velger was close family friends with the Carter family and spent substantial time at the Carter residence. He was good friends with both Aaron and Nick Carter and remains good friends with Nick Carter. Craig said that prior to Nick arriving at the Marathon residence, he had consensual sex with Ashley, and he knows Ashley had consensual encounters with Aaron on multiple occasions and others prior to Nick arriving, and he believed her to be 18 years old as she looked and carried herself as such. He remembers Ashley being very comfortable with everyone at the Marathon residence. Chris Eagle dated Ashley in late 2004 for approximately 7 years.
In his declaration, he says that Ashley was a huge Backstreet Boys and Nick Carter fan, and on a near daily basis, she would spend hours online in chat rooms and even running websites for the band. He says they were her pride and joy.
Ashley told him that she had lived with Angel Carter and the Carter family at the family residence in Marathon, Florida. He says that Ashley was very open about her time at the Carter property and always had fond memories of living with Angel and meeting her brothers. During their relationship, Ashley told Chris that she had slept with both Aaron and Nick during her stay at the Carter residence. When Ashley discussed having sex with Aaron and Nick, she would do so in a bragging fashion. She described it to me like she was a groupie that got the opportunity to have sex with 2 of her biggest idols. Due to prior incidences, the Carters had a strict policy for visitors to the Marathon property, which was explained in 2 separate declarations from Ginger Carter, Nick's stepmom, and Jen Corendis, a neighbour of the Carters. The policy was simple. All visitors that were not family members or friends of the family were not allowed to access the Marathon family compound unless 1, they were at least 18 years of age, and 2, they signed a waiver and non-disclosure agreement.
Nick's younger sister, Angel Conrad, says in her declaration that she learned about a woman named Ashley Repp who had launched a website for her fans in 2002.
She said she did not ask Ashley to create the website or compensate her in any way, and she had never met or heard of Ashley prior to this. She asked Ashley how old she was, and Ashley told her she was 18 years old.
In 2003, Angel invited Ashley to the Marathon property. She states that she did not pay for, arrange, or otherwise have anything to do with coordinating Ashley's travel from her home state to Marathon.
Angel says Ashley began having sex with Aaron and Craig almost immediately, and while she wanted her to have a good time, to thank her for managing her fan website, Angel was getting frustrated with her because she was having sex with many of the men staying at the property, and politely asked her to stop. When she caught Ashley in another sexual encounter with Aaron, she asked her to leave the Marathon property. Throughout her 2 stays at the Marathon property, I never once observed Miss Repp exhibiting any emotion other than joy and excitement. She clearly loved partying with the group. She never once conveyed or displayed that she was distraught in any fashion to me. In Nick's declaration, he states that at around the end of 2003, he went home to Marathon to see his family during his time off. Ashley was introduced to him as the manager of his sister's fan website.
Because of their family check-in policy, he knew his family had confirmed she was at least 18 years old, and Ashley had confirmed to him that she was 18 as well.
Nick was aware Ashley had prior sexual encounters, and almost immediately she began flirting with him and repeatedly told him she wanted to sleep with him. Ashley pursued Nick and willingly had consensual sex with him.
Afterwards, she continued pursuing Nick and began acting as if they were a couple.
Nick left the property for a boat race with his father and met a girl who he began referring to as his girlfriend. When Ashley observed Nick with his girlfriend, she became jealous.
Miss Repp confronted my girlfriend, advised her that she was in a relationship with me, and demanded that my girlfriend leave my family's property. Miss Repp persisted until the issue escalated into a physical encounter between her and my girlfriend. Ultimately, Miss Repp appeared to accept my new relationship.
In addition to myself, Aaron and Craig Velger, it is my understanding that Miss Repp also had sex with 2 of my friends while in Marathon that year, one of whom was over 18 years old. Ms. Repp's statements that I sexually assaulted her are totally false. Ashley reported to the police in December 2003. As with Shannon's police report, we're going to focus on some crucial statements from Ashley's testimony for now.
It's important to remember that police reports are a person's version of events, and that goes for the accuser and all witnesses to an incident. An investigation is always conducted to find the truth within all the statements and other evidence.
To further highlight this point, one discrepancy within Ashley's own testimony in the 2004 police report is when she says she was still a virgin when she had sex with Nick, and that she had not had sex with anyone else since being with Nick, and then she admits she had sex with Aaron and Aaron's friend. In the police report, Ashley states that everyone in the Carter family believed she was 18 years of age, admittedly because she told them she was 18. She said Nick believed she was 18 and even asked her to confirm that she was 18, which she did. She said she never told Nick no or acted like she didn't want to have sex. Ashley said that after she had sex with Nick, he had another girl on the property that he referred to as his girlfriend, which made her upset and very hurt. She also admitted that if Nick had handled things differently, she probably wouldn't even be pursuing this incident. So this already shows us the vindictive intent behind filing the police report. After an investigation with other witnesses, the detectives concluded that they were not going to prosecute the case for the following reasons. Ashley portrayed she was 18, and members of the Carter family believed she was 18. Ashley looks 18, and any reasonable person would believe she was at least that age. Ashley stated everything was consensual, and she was able to travel from home with no supervision, spend her own money, and stay for weeks at the time. They also told her there were complications and she could herself be charged with a crime.
We are assuming this crime was Ashley's admitted fraudulent behavior with clear intent.
Rape by fraud is an action where a person obtains sexual consent and has sexual intercourse of any type by fraud, deception, misrepresentation, or impersonation.
Adult impersonation by vitiating the consent of the defrauded victim qualifies as rape by fraud.
The victim's consent to the intercourse is ineffective because of the juvenile's fraudulent representation as to being of age. Chris Eagle states in his declaration, "In the years I dated Ashley, she never indicated to me she was upset with Nick for any reason. In all the years I dated Ashley, she never suggested that Nick coerced, assaulted, or was anything other but kind to her. In fact, Ashley was a huge Nick Carter and Backstreet Boys fan throughout our 7-year relationship, which ended in 2012. In the years that following the police report, Ashley interacted with the entire Carter family and others within Nick's circle and remained a fan of Nick and the Backstreet Boys. She posted this on her Instagram in 2013. This tweet to Nick in 2011, she sent birthday wishes to BJ, Nick's sister, tweeted to Jane, Nick's mother, had various interactions with Angel, Nick's sister, a tweet to Brian's wife from the Backstreet Boys, and even various interactions with Nick's ex-girlfriends. Similarly to Shannon, all of that tended to end in 2019 when she got involved with the Schumann smear campaign against Nick, where she became a very vocal presence on Twitter with Melissa, Shannon, and Aaron. But the strangest part yet is even after this happened, she showed her interest in the Carter family when she sent condolences to Nick's half-sister Ginger when she passed away in 2023. Her obsession with the Carter family does not seem to have ended. Ashley P. says that in 2022, Ashley Repp began bragging about a lawsuit she was going to be filing against Nick and knew Ashley was lying, as she previously confided in her that she lied to Nick about her age and had willingly engaged in consensual sex with him. Because of my disgust with Ms. Repp, I terminated all communication with her and blocked her from my devices and social media platforms. I have not spoken with her since. My impression of Ms. Repp is that she was starving for attention and will do anything for the same. She has been that way from the moment I met her, whether she was catfishing me, pretending to be someone famous, bragging about having sex with the Carter brothers, or bragging about her mother's new wealthy boyfriend's possessions. It was always the focal point of her life. I know Ms. Repp is lying about being raped by Nick Carter in 2003 and will so testify if called upon to do so. Ashley filed a lawsuit against Nick on August 8, 2023 in Nevada. Again, 4 months after Melissa filed her lawsuit to once again get Nick's name back in the headlines with another scandal. Ashley's lawsuit is not about seeking justice. Ashley had consensual sex with other men who were over 18 at the Carter property. Yet in 2004, she only filed a police report against Nick, and Ashley's family had a civil suit pending, which means they were interested in getting money. So once again, in this current lawsuit, Nick is the only one Ashley is suing. This shows that back then to now, this has been a targeted, vindictive move to extort Nick. As of now, Ashley's attorneys have focused solely on Ashley's age, based on statutory laws.
There's no denying that laws are flawed, which is why they're constantly changing and many people advocate for revisions. This is why we try to look at things from a legal and a reasonable empathetic perspective.
While we would like to get into the development aspects of Ashley's age and how she had full understanding of consent and body autonomy, we're going to discuss that further down the road, as well as Ashley taking advantage of the overuse and misuse of the term grooming. Ashley wants to get a free pass due to her age, but 15-year-olds are not exempt from being held accountable for their crimes. It would be an injustice to punish someone who was deceived in the way Nick was, as Nick had no reasonable way to avoid falling victim to it. I was not friends with Miss Repp at the time or any other time. To my knowledge, she has never been friends with anybody in my family either. She was just an obsessed fan that exploited my family and continues to try to extort me.